Today's date is June 2nd, 2012, and as most of you are aware, E3 is officially around the corner. Now, what does that mean for us all? Well, the 8th generation console war is about to begin. And though there's some debate to whether or not the Wii U is considered an 8th generation console or not, from my perspective anyways, it is definitely an 8th generation console. And after this video, you may come to the realization as well, it's the only console for the next generation. You see, the main thing that I plan to cover in this video is why Nintendo's E3 this year is the last significant E3 that we will, in all reality, grow to remember. You see, this is the last true E3 where every platform is somewhat irrelevant, or relevant as you would say in this case. The next generation, with the emergence of the modern PC, will render everything else obsolete. That's the purpose of this video today. Why this is the most important E3 conference in the history of video game industry as we know it today. Let's get started. Okay, now let's do a little flashback now. The history of the console war as we know it. Let's start off with the PlayStation 1 era. Now, and this is going to be really quick. Time is short. No one wants to watch a 15-minute video, so we're going to blow through this stuff pretty quickly. Try to keep up, okay? All right, PlayStation 1 era, PlayStation 2 era. The dominant platform at those times was, of course, the PlayStation 1, and then again the PlayStation 2. Dominant factor. But why was there dominance? Well, the difference between those two cycles and this cycle today is plain and simple. PCs at that point in time were still very, very expensive. There was no such thing as a cheap PC that could play games. It didn't exist. So the dominant gaming platform at that point in time was, of course, the home console. There was no competition. Times have changed now. And like I said, we're going to streamline through all of this quickly. Look at the picture of today. With the emergence of the APU that's currently in existence and just about any modern entry PC being capable of playing PC games with just basic modifications, the PC platform is accessible to way more people than it ever was. So it's quite easy to see why people are drawn to the PC. It is. And I've covered this in my video before. Superior price point, exceptional graphics and detail, control for some people, it's an exceptional experience, and always updated support. It's hard to argue that the PC is not an attractive platform. But bringing back to this video, why is this year, 2012, the most important E3 of all time? It is the last E3 where every company that is currently a major player in a cycle is still somewhat relevant. Sony's starting to slowly fade out. Microsoft's in a transition point. They've been successful this cycle. First time they've actually finished number one. What will they do for the next cycle? It's a little bit of that is still a mystery. But what we do know is that the next generation consoles are still not going to be as powerful as the current PC platform. And again, with price point not necessarily being the hugest issue in the world now to keep people from potentially exploring and trying those new things, it is always safe to say, for the most part, the PC is going to be the superior platform of choice for most general, all-purpose, graphically intensive games. Believe me, I take no pleasure in making that statement, but the truth is a delicate thing, and sometimes what we don't want to hear is reality. But the tiny sliver of hope that we have is Nintendo. This is not, and let me stress this, a fanboy video. Simple point being, Call of Duty. What do we think of when we think of the 360 and we think of the PlayStation 3? And this is just strictly facts and logic. First party titles. Can we really think of first party titles that are not capable of being ported to the PC? On either the PS3 platform or the 360 platform. Reality is just about every single one of them can be. I can't think of one really truly significant first party title between the 360 and The PS3. And I know a lot of you guys are going to get mad and you're saying, what about Uncharted and this and this? Let me explain this to you guys, and I'm going to say this slowly. Any game where the emphasis is on graphical performance, the superior platform, Shokio has said it, Black Bond has said it, there's Icy Rhythms, there's a countless of Heart 8, broken games for that matter. And I don't even necessarily agree with all these guys sometimes, but you know what? They are true. When it comes to just that point of view, the superior platform is the PC. However, Nintendo is the last great, true, innovative company that has original first-party titles where there is no major significance on the graphical performance. It is based solely on the gameplay and the experience. Every one of us on the planet has covered those points. These are videos that have become rather redundant. We all hear it, but are we all listening to that point? That's the primary emphasis that I'm going after in this video. The Wii U truly, by all intents and purposes, needs to be a huge success. Otherwise, the gaming industry will change after this cycle. The 8th generation will be known as the last, if you're a Naruto fast, the last great ninja war. It's going to be the last great console war. The dying of a flickering candle. Because there will really be no real reason why an individual would solely invest in a home gaming console when he can get the superior performance on the PC, unless Nintendo creates something, which they typically do, that caters to everyone, meets those needs. The bar is set tremendously high for the Wii U. And you know, a lot of people are wondering, why is the Wii U making such a dramatic move with this move, using a tablet controller, all of these features that have never really been seen before in a home console? It's because they simply have to. They have to maintain its lead as far as a gaming platform, a gaming machine that is attractive to all, the hardcore as well as the casual. They had to go a little outside of the box. So this year, this E3 will determine the fate of the video game industry. Some of you may agree with me, some of you may not agree with me on this video. But when you really look at it and you break things down, we all need Nintendo to be successful this cycle. And not just barely successful. We need the video game industry to survive this. Because if it doesn't survive, there won't be a 9th generation console war. There won't be. Because the platform of choice will have already been decided. It will be the PC.